Welcome into the Independence Day Film Podcast. And as always, we got a great film review for you today to break down. We're talking Tom Hardy's Havoc, the Netflix movie that premiered a few months back. This one was a surprise. If you like this film, stay tuned because we're going to be breaking it all down right here after this.
Welcome to the Independence Day Film Broadcast, your number one podcast for TV, film, and non-biased film reviews. Here's your host, Be Direct.
If high-speed chases is your thing, we move right into a high-speed chase. We got bullets flying, we got cars flipping, cops' cars flipping, we got people getting shot, we have lots and lots of gunfire, we're on the icy road, we have like this Sin City editing, and things are happening fast. The story is moving along. And then we get, after the high-speed chase, a cop dies, and then we get this photo of potential assailants that killed this cop, and also who the cops was chasing. Tom Hardy's character sees the photo, and he takes the photos to the mayor who's running for a re-election, which happens to be Forrest Whitaker's character, who then realizes that photo that Tom Hardy's showing him is his son. Now, that sends the story into a whole nother loop. That sends the story into this, okay, how the hell am I going to get my son out of this situation? And that's what Forrest Whitaker is thinking at the moment. He looks at Tom Hardy, and Tom Hardy, he asks him for a favor, and Tom Hardy is like, man, you're one of the reasons why I'm in the situation I am. I did a bunch of favors for you. How can I get out of this? So Tom Hardy said he'll do one more favor for him. And Forrest Whitaker said, you do this one more favor, I'll leave you the hell alone. You don't have to worry about nothing. I won't ask you for nothing. Just get my boy out clean, right? So Tom Hardy agrees. And he basically said no more leverage over his head, no more blackmail, none of that. Once I do this one job, I'm out. No more working for you. We cutting all ties. And that's what happens. Then we move along and we realize that Tom Hardy is now training this cop who's I wouldn't say new to the job, but basically she does everything by the book on the job. She's a very moral cop. And Tom Hardy who does things not so quite by the book, who does things his own way, who does things from experience being in the street like a veteran cop would, who learned tricks and trade here on the job, pretty much gives her a few pointers, but she still insists to do it her way because she has heard his reputation precedes him, right? And Tom Hardy just sits there and he sit back and he let her take control. You know, quick funny moments in the film, and after that, the film it starts going down. Once the other dirty cops that Tom Hardy used to work with realizes that pretty much they need to find this guy because he got something that they need. And once Tom Hardy finds out that his former friends are tracking this guy down to kill him, next thing you know, guns blazing, shootouts here, shootouts there, shootouts here, shootouts there. And they're probably still shooting at the moment. That's how many shootouts, that's how many bloodbaths, how many bullets. I mean, bullets just flying everywhere. And that's probably why this movie called Havoc, because it was really havoc all the time. And I was surprised because the movie was decent. I thought the movie was going to be like this, another Netflix movie that's slow dragging and it's pedestrian. It's not really going anywhere. I mean, it got its moments, but at the end it fizzles out, right? But it wasn't that. It was watchable. Not the greatest movie, but at the same time, it had impact because it had a great ending. It's good when characters are able to redeem themselves at the end, and Tom Hardy character does that. Fighting off his demons while trying to fight off Forrest Whitaker demons, and a lot of actors in this movie does a phenomenal job. And I think it's important that we look at how the editing was in this film. I think a lot of people didn't like the editing because, like I said earlier, it was a lot like Sin City, had those Sin City vibes, the John Wick vibes, stuff like that. But I think he had something, the editor. I think he had something. I just didn't think he leaned into it the way he was supposed to. And that kind of made it disjointed, discombobulated. It was working and it wasn't working. And I think if he would have just leaned into it a little bit more, probably it would have worked better. But throughout the whole thing, not just bits and pieces here, it was the pacing wasn't right. It was kind of off. For the shooting scenes, it was incredible because bullets was flying. I ain't never seen so many bullets fly in my life, but it was incredible. But when we come back, we'll review more of this film towards the end, and I'll talk to you about the things I didn't like and the things that I think could have made this film a much better film starting off, opposed to all the gunfire. I feel like it was too much gunfire. Like, we were getting more guns than story most of the time. And for some people, that's good. Some people just like action packed straight through. They want to see bullets flying. And I'm a fan of bullets flying all day, every day, but it gotta have context to it. So I think that's important. But we'll have more of that when we come back on the Independence Day Film Podcast after this. Welcome back to the Independence Day Film Podcast, and let's get back to the story. So basically, Forrest Whitaker Tom Hardy realizes that Forrest Whitaker and his son is on bad terms, and they're not speaking, they're not having dealings with each other, and Forrest Whitaker is trying to fix it by trying to get his son back. They're not seeing eye to eye. And Tom Hardy realizes that it's going to be much, much tougher to save him because his son is not going anywhere without his girlfriend. And that creates a tougher task for Tom Hardy to get Forrest Whitaker's son, Charlie, I think his name is. Forrest Whitaker's son, Charlie, out of harm's way. So not only does Forrest Whitaker realizes that he has a problem with his son, what he doesn't realize is that his son has got entangled with like the triads, and they're not only looking for his son, but they're willing to take him out to get to his son, hoping that he finds his son, but he really doesn't have a clue where his son is, and he also doesn't have a clue that his son is mixed up with these people. So Tom Hardy finds that out. Now he has an even bigger obstacle, which is good for the catalyst. He has an even bigger obstacle to be the hero. This is what makes it pay off at the end for Tom Hardy. Because now, not only all the dirt that he's done can be put behind him, but it's going to require a tougher task to get Charlie back. So we then get to the ending where everybody catches up with everybody. Everybody is stabbing everybody in the back. We got the triads here. We got the dirty cops here. We got Tom Hardy here. We got the mayor all in the city court in the cabin. And everybody is trying to figure out who basically snaked who basically got who in trouble, who got who killed. And it's just mayhem. So there's a big shootout. And I'm talking big shootout. And when I say in this movie, there's shoots out every 30 seconds, feels like. There's shootouts every 30 seconds. And we get to the end and everybody's shooting who, and Tom Hardy's shooting him, and Forrest Whitaker sacrifices himself for his son, and probably more so than he ever done in his son's life, and his son is grateful for that. His son comes back and kill the cops that shoot Forrest Whitaker. It's just non-stop mayhem. It's non-stop mayhem over and over and over again, right? And like I said, the payoff for Tom Hardy is great because not only does he help the young cop that he's tutoring see how corrupt the city is and how corrupt the force is and why he does things his own way, he also get a chance to redeem himself and to get that monkey off his back of all the corruption that he did and all of these other things. And that's important too, because now he can have a clean slate, and pretty much that's basically Havoc. It's just a non-stop guns blazing, shooting film that surprises in some ways, but lets you down in other ways. The things I didn't like about this film, thought the script could be much better and take a lot of those guns blazing away. It would have been better to get more character development, not only with his partner, with Charlie, with Forrest Whitaker, potentially a mother, would have been good to see how they dynamic and relationship was. But obviously that wasn't in the picture because you only could have so many people shooting, right? And I get that too. I think the triad situation, that was perfect. They had a perfect storyline. It was quick. It was concise. It was right to the point. It was what we needed. That worked. Another thing I didn't like I said, the editing could have been so much better. And I'm not talking in terms of the movie because the movie works in some regards. I'm talking in terms of keeping the pacing consistent throughout the movie instead of paced like this, slow and then fast pace and then pick up. And you know what I'm saying? It works in moments, but it didn't come together the way it was supposed to. There still was things missing from the Gumbo Jambalaya. And I think the movie is watchable though. I tell everybody, watch the movie, tell me what you think, because some people liked it. Some people think it's horrible. Some people was like, meh, you know what I'm saying? And I think that's important. You got to form your own judgment. That's why I tell people with any film, everything ain't for everybody. It's not. I mean, what you love, somebody else is going to hate. What you hate, somebody else is going to love. You know what I'm saying? Everybody has different tastes. Everybody likes different types of film. So I encourage young filmmakers and filmmakers in general to go watch it because there's always something you can learn from it. And I think if you think this film was great, let me know in the comments. Don't forget to subscribe. We're going to have more videos. This is just a short, brief one on a movie that caught my attention surprisingly. So let me know. Did you think Havoc was a good film? Tell me why. Did you enjoy it? Why you hated it? Let me know in the comments. And we'll have another episode on another movie on the Independence Day Film Podcast. Thank you guys for watching. Hit the like and subscribe button. See you on the next episode.